The one thing that probably is my favorite thing about the Big Ten, bro, it feels like they play for a trophy every weekend. There's going to be 16 trophies played for. Man, they take rivalry to a whole new level. They filling up the hardware case.
The fanatic, where we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk, you know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina, upstate, A64. Yeah, the FANATTIC, the fanatic, where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what.
Welcome into the Fanatic Sports Channel for sports fans by sports fans. It's your boy Coach I.
And I'm the stat guy.
That's right. We back in the lab for another video. We're doing our series where we looking at what we think are some of the most interesting games in each conference. Today's conference is the Big Ten. Top 5 games from the Big Ten that we think in 2022. What you got on top before we get into these games, stat guy?
Hey, man. So Big Ten, you know, the one thing that probably is my favorite thing about the Big Ten, bro, it feels like they play for a trophy every weekend. There's going to be 16 trophies played for. Man, they take rivalry to a whole new level. They filling up the hardware
That's
case.
right. Hey, listen, if they can't if they can't win a New Year's Six or a championship outside of Ohio State, hey, why not play for some trophies during the season? But I digress. Let's jump right into it, man. All right, first game on tap, man. Minnesota at Michigan State. Both of these teams, man, they always teetering in that third spot, third, fourth spot. This depends on the year, on their respective sides of the conference. Minnesota being on the west, Michigan State being on the east. Last year, Michigan State came out the box, man, beat Michigan. You know what I'm saying? For a while, it was looking like they was going to do a little something until they had to, got down the stretch. But what you thinking about this game, man? Do these two actually play for a trophy?
They do not. So there's, which is funny, out of the 5 games we're doing, we only got one on the list coming down the line that we're going to do a trophy game for. So they are not one of the ones that are playing for a trophy every weekend. But in doing my homework on the Big Ten, man, it feels like every game is some sort of a streak. Somebody has done something for so many years. And so Michigan State carries a 5-game winning streak into this game. Obviously, they lost some pieces, but they're going to look to contend again on their side. And so should be a good game. I like what PJ Fleck is doing in Minnesota. Obviously, he's a high-energy guy, a little bit different kind of a cat. So this should be a really fun game to see if Minnesota can get over the hump and row the boat, as they like to say.
That's right. This game is at Michigan State. Michigan State lost their leading rusher, the all-world running back, and lost. He went on to the NFL. But if Michigan State and or Minnesota want to make a run at the Big Ten championship game, games like this are going to mean that they got it. You can't drop games like this. I know it's a cross-divisional game, but you definitely want to have a leg up just in case you lose to a Wisconsin on your side. Maybe the Wisconsin then goes on to lose 2 more and, one of their cross rival games or something like that. Plus, it kind of give you a barometer where you at. That's week 4. I mean, that's after, everybody kind of start out with some cupcakes and then you right on into the Big Ten getting it popping, man. The same week, game 2 is what I think might be a preview of the Big Ten championship. That's Ohio State versus Wisconsin. They get Wisconsin in the horseshoe. I don't know, man. Like, these two teams always, Wisconsin is always in the preseason picked to win the Big Ten West, and Ohio State is always a favorite to win the Big Ten East. So I think this is going to be a good early matchup in the season.
And I think in the last 7 years they played for the Big Ten title 3 times against each other. Ohio State has won the last 8 meetings, 3 of which were in Indy for the Big Ten championship. So Wisconsin got to get over that hump and beat them. I mean,
for real, they do, man. It's like
just got to get a win and get it rolling. But if you're Wisconsin, you want this win, or do you want to catch them in Indy if you think you're a shoe in to go there?
How big would this win be in week 4 though over Ohio State? You know what I'm saying? I know, like I said, it's cross divisional, but you could possibly give them a loss that might, end up keeping them out of the Big Ten championship. And then I'm pretty sure. Listen, they won't say it, but I'm pretty sure Wisconsin would love to play somebody other than
Oh,
Ohio State in the Big Ten championship.
well, and also not only that, not only affected Ohio State, but man, you get this win, and now you're not even fighting from behind to win your side of the Big Ten. They kind of in the driver's seat now with a huge win under their belt. So definitely should be a big game in the Horseshoe. Should be packed. Maybe potentially College game day.
It could be. We'd have later on, we probably might do us a video where we think College game day could be preseason. We could go week by week and do that. And that definitely fits the bill. You got one of the favorites, year in, year out in Wisconsin in the West, and then definitely a perennial favorite to be in the playoffs in Ohio State. So I could definitely see, depending on the other games, that be game day. Third game on the list is also involving Ohio State. It's Penn State versus Ohio State. Ohio State has to go to Happy Valley. I'm betting that this is the whiteout game, and Penn State fans, let me know, is every time you play Ohio State at the house, is that the whiteout game, or is it just the biggest game of the season each year, regardless of where you play Ohio State at? I just think, looking at the schedule, how can you not have a whiteout for the Ohio State game?
So, doing the homework on the whiteout, they've played Ohio State 5 times as the whiteout team in the 17 years that they've had it. So, not every time they play Ohio State at home, but a good majority. I'm shocked at this. They are 9-8 in whiteout games. They are only 9-8 in whiteout games, and they're 2-3 against Ohio State.
Wow, like whiteout. Like, listen, I'm gonna be honest, fanatic fans. Listen, we're gonna do a video on our bucket list of games we want to go to and stadiums and things of that nature. And the whiteout, I don't care who they playing. I just want to go to Penn State for a whiteout, man. It looks so live on TV. It's like, you got to be better than a little bit better than 500 for whiteout games. You know what I'm saying?
So they've done 17 of them. It started in 2004. They've done 17 of them. 7 of them have been against top 10 opponents.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
Got to give it to them. They're not just scheduling cupcakes. They're not playing Northwestern every other year and giving it the whiteout game to pad stats. Man, it's somebody. Iowa's been the whiteout. Auburn last year was the whiteout. Big game at the time. Auburn was looking good at the time. So I mean, they played competition. 2-5 against top 10 teams. Obviously, those 2 wins coming against Ohio State when they're ranked in the top 10. So this is the whiteout. It's going to be the whiteout. It's going to be live.
So you saying no matter the year, no chance Rutgers is the whiteout, huh?
Yeah, Rutgers, Northwestern, they don't have to worry about it. They're good.
Okay.
They're in the clear. Maryland's probably on that list too. You don't have to worry about it. I think if they have a big non-conference game, Bama's been the whiteout before. Auburn's been the whiteout. So, but other than that, it's normally a big-time conference game.
Okay.
That's going to try to decide some things.
All right. I mean, speaking of white, you see both of our Fanatic t-shirts have white in it. Jeff is rocking the red Fanatic t-shirt with the black and white logo, and I'm rocking a charcoal gray Fanatic t-shirt with the black and white logo. You can get yours too if you want the regular colors, which are the black t-shirts with the red and white logo, or the white t-shirts with the black and red logo. You can customize it into your favorite team's colors. So you can do that by getting at us on Twitter at Fanatic Sports. That's down low. You can see it down below the video, or you can send an email to tfasportsnetwork@gmail.com. It's $25 plus shipping. That's what it is. All right, man. On to the next game. This right here game, I think, may come down and decide who's going to the Big Ten championship from the West. It's Wisconsin traveling to Iowa. Last year, Iowa represented the Big Ten West in the Big Ten championship, and I know Wisconsin is looking to get back there, so they got to go roast. Hey, listen, man, when you the returning champion of your division, hey, roads travel through your home stadium, so they got to go to Iowa and try to beat them at Iowa.
So we talk about trophies. Here's your trophy game.
Wisconsin,
Iowa, the Heartland Trophy. They started playing for it in 2005. And that's the great thing about the Big Ten, man. These schools have been playing each other for 50 years. And then 15, 20 years ago, they're like, let's put a trophy on the line every weekend. Give it a little something. But no, the Heartland Trophy, Wisconsin's 10-6 since they've started playing for the trophy. So they hold the edge there. They hold the overall edge 49-44. But this has been a series of long runs. You don't see a lot of I win, you win, I win, you win. It's a lot of I'm going to pull off 5 or 6 in a row. You're going to pull off 5 and 6 in a row. I think Wisconsin's kind of in one of those streaks right now. So no pigs, but Wisconsin looking at you when we get to that point of the season. Just saying.
Okay, we probably will preview this game during the season. We'll have our, multi-time contributor Coach Hess back on because he is the Iowa aficionado, and he can let us know what he's feeling at that particular time because that game doesn't happen till week 11. So you got to think at that point in the season, if both of those teams are on track to do what they're supposed to do to try to get to the Big Ten championship, that's going to be almost a make or break. Without having a schedule in front of me, we don't know who either of those teams play in week 12, but honestly, I don't know if it'll matter because at that point, if you both, are in position to win the Big Ten West, you can't lose that game. So
that game is going to either the West is decided before then or the West is decided that day. That's the week 11. Circle your calendars. Big Ten West Championship Day.
There it is. And the biggest game of them all in the Big Ten, no matter what year it is, game number 5, rivalry week, Ohio State versus Michigan. I'm talking about a rivalry where they don't even pronounce the other team's name correctly. I think Michigan fans call them Ohio, and Ohio State calls them the team, I don't know, up north or something like that. Like, it's crazy. I think personally this is definitely I'm going to go with, for me, the best rivalry in college football. That's not to say that the other rivalries like Alabama, Auburn, South Carolina, Clemson, Georgia, Florida aren't good, but Ohio State, Michigan is just on a different level. Now, Michigan got the best of Ohio State this past year. It was snowing, but both teams had to play in the snow. So there's not, I know I heard some excuses from some Ohio State fans. Listen, man, both teams had to go out and play in the same weather. Michigan pulled it off. Can Jim Harbaugh do it 2 times in a row? That's what I'm looking to see.
So this game is called The Game. Sorry, Harvard and Yale. I know y'all like to play your claim to that, but college football fans, this is the game. And no, both of these schools do crazy things. What I think it's Michigan won't let there be any zeros or any O's in any signs or anything like that. They go and cover them up. Ohio State goes and puts different things over letter M's if it's in signs and stuff on campus. Both of these schools are crazy when it comes to their rivalry. Ohio State, 17-3 since 2001.
That's gotta sting as a Wolverine fan, man. But hey, Jim Harbaugh bringing back a lot of talent. Both of the quarterbacks last year, I mean, not that they were the Heisman candidate passers or whatever, but they're hella athletes, and they got 2 of them.
They lost both edge rushers. Yes, I know Aiden Hutchinson went. They lost other edge rusher. What's the defense going to look like? Maybe, who knows? But it's not like they had the greatest showing in the playoffs either.
Well, to their defense, they did play the eventual national champions who everybody outside of Bama pretty much got the same type of smoke, and Clemson did hold their own, but back to Michigan, they bring back a lot of talent, man, and Jim Harbaugh has done a pretty decent job of staying in the top 15 when it comes to recruit rankings. The thing is, can he be consistent and start making this a true rivalry again? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, 17-3, he's not responsible for all those losses, but he's only responsible for one of the wins, so we got to do something better than that. You know what I mean?
So, and it's what have you done for me lately? Obviously, I'm very interested to see Michigan this year after he kind of was on the fence. Does he go to Minnesota? Does he not go to Minnesota? Talking about the Vikings. Everybody thought he was going to the NFL. Then he ended up coming back. What's the linger and hangover from that? And so can't wait to see what this season brings for Michigan. obviously Ohio State returns a ton as well. And if I'm an Ohio State fan, playoffs are bust. And so if that's your mentality going into the season, they have a tough schedule ahead of them to try to get there. Now they do play their toughest competition at home, which will help, but the Big Ten ain't a cupcake as
No.
as their friends down south there in the Big 12. So should be definitely some head busting games as this thing plays out.
Yeah, I think so too, man. But that wraps up our top 5 games of the Big Ten. Just to recap, we got week 4, we got 2 games. Minnesota at Michigan State, Ohio State versus Wisconsin. Week 9, Penn State versus Ohio State. Week 11, Wisconsin at Iowa. And then the end of season to right before the Big Ten championship, you got the rivalry, and it is the Ohio State University versus the Michigan Wolverines. So, hey, anything else on the Big Ten before we get out of here, Jeff?
Hey, yeah, man. Y'all don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and get us in the comment section. Let us know what's your favorite Big Ten trophy. Mine personally, give me Paul Bunyan's axe.
Paul Bunyan's axe, and you're right. They do play for a lot of trophies, but I think it's kind of cool. I think the players like it, so it's all good. Like Jeff said, get us in the comments, man. Let us know if we missed a game that might be big or something might be just big to you because that's the team that you're a fan of. But for the Stat Guy, this is Coach the Fan Addict. We out.
We got it jumping like it's that valley. I call my dogs out the pound, let's go eat. Turn on the Fan Addict, let's have a debate. Who really hold down the Southeast from state to state? What team hungry gonna eat everything up off their plate?